All right. So I just want to talk about Trump's shithole comments, or whether he said it or not is really still up for debate. But there's, the one thing we have to establish, though, is this was in private. It was a private conversation. And, when you're talking with people who you're supposed to be getting along with or compromising with, whether it's a business deal or, you're in school or you're in work or you're in government and you're talking in private, I mean, the details of those conversations, if you're in private, are not supposed to be leaked to the public. But I guess people think it's okay to, to leak shit to the public just like that. Leak a private conversation. If I'm having a private conversation, at work or at school, I'm not going to go tell everybody, what I said to that person, because it's in private. And when you're in private with people, you say profanities, you swear, you may even exaggerate a little bit, to get a point across. And what he said was not even false. It was 100% true, but then he came out and denied it, which I was kind of disappointed about, because it's good to admit that, yeah, there's countries in the world, a lot of them, that are shitholes, that are pieces of garbage, that are filled with crime, that are filled with a lot of poor people. And if we're admitting refugees, or if we're admitting immigrants from those countries, we have to take that into consideration. Take everything into consideration. So it's important to admit that, you could go out and say, oh, Haiti's a poor country, it's got, all these statistics that prove it's, a developing country, or you could just come out and say it's a shithole country like Trump did. I mean, that's how real people talk. That's how real people talk in private. That's how Trump supporters and even Hillary Clinton supporters and Bernie, that's how everybody talks when they're in private. They use a profanity to get a point across, to bring attention to something. So, I mean, and then people turn it into, oh, he hates the people of Haiti, he's a racist. No, you fucking idiot. Again, here's the liberal media, again, twisting words, and then everybody acts like they're all offended by it. Like, people are like crying, oh my God. People are so, they go to the greatest lengths to fake like they're offended by these comments. When people are crying and shit like that, it's just totally ridiculous. Again, he didn't say, I hate Haitians, they're bad people, or I hate Mexicans. No, he pointed out that Haiti is a country filled with a lot of bad things. It's probably one of the worst countries to live in. And like I said, if we have Haitian immigrants coming into this country, that's something you have to address. You have to talk about the crime rates in a country when you're admitting immigrants from there. You have to talk about, for example, disease rates, if you're admitting people from a country. Those are all things, education. You have to take all these factors into consideration when you're looking at, you just can't say, oh, let's just bring in people from Haiti and Somalia and hey, let's just randomly pick people from throughout the world to bring in. No, you have to do something which what you call vetting, something liberals don't want to do. You have to do that when you're bringing in immigrants, and you have to bring in immigrants that are going to help the country, because America is our country, and things that the government should be doing should be benefiting us, not other countries. Politicians have a priority to look out for Americans first, not Mexicans, not illegal immigrants. They have a priority to look after American citizens. So what Trump said is totally true. How could anybody dispute that Haiti is a shithole? And that's a fact that you need to look at when admitting immigrants from that country. And yeah, I'm sure Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi or Adam Shithead never use profanity, in their private conversations. And I'm sure Obama never did that either. I'm sure all these liberal politicians never use profanity, never swear. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a fact too, and it just maddens me too. It makes me so mad how the liberal media once again lies and puts out fake news that he disparaged the people of Haiti, or he disparaged the people of countries, which is not true. Again, he called out the country for being a shithole. He didn't call out the people for being, bad people. I mean, it's like, for example, you know, when I look at homeless people, or I live in Michigan, you know, if I look at the city of Detroit, it's important to admit that Detroit's a shithole. That a large portion of Detroit is in the shitter. It's in the toilet, because we have to improve on that as a country. You know, we have to improve the school systems in Detroit. That's not insulting the people of Detroit, saying they're bad people. It's just saying that Detroit's a shithole. You know, if you look at homeless people, you have to admit homeless people have it bad. They're in a shitty situation. Again, I pray for homeless people. I don't hate homeless people, but at the same time, you got to say, well, they're in a shitty situation. They live in shitty conditions, probably. You know, they're sleeping, you know, under underpasses or under bridges on the freeway. That's not insulting homeless people or people who live in shitty neighborhoods, but you have to admit, you have to talk about it, you know, and admit that there are places around the world and in our country, and there's problems that are you know, shitty situations that need to be addressed. And what Trump said is just a fact that we have to address as a country. So it's just, again, more fake news from the media, more fake outrage. Oh my God, I'm crying because he insulted Haitians. Oh, I mean, it's really funny how people on the left act like they're fakely offended, and act like everybody's so offended and they have to fake it nowadays. So, but there you go, just more fake news from the liberal mainstream media establishment. So there you go, people.